Hi guys, hey everyone. Okay, so from the title of this video, you guys already know what time it is, right? Um so I'm trying something new today, and unfortunately my computer is acting up. So I'm going to be sharing my screen with you guys because I'm going to be showing you guys some things. And it's going to take me a few seconds to show you what it is that I'm going to be showing you. So if you don't really have the patience to wait, just fast forward. Each time I show you something because my computer is acting up. All right. So I have a list of things here, and I have to remind myself. Uh, I have a list of things here that I'm going to be talking about today regarding Parasite. So let me just get to it. This is part two of a Parasite video that I did the last time on this channel. If you guys have not seen the video, if you're interested in this topic, you can scroll down. It's the last video that I did on this channel, and it is titled, I believe, My Experience with Parasite. And this is where I shared my experience, my personal experience that I had with Parasite when I was about 10 or 12 years old. That was my personal experience. It was very difficult for me to talk about, but I felt compelled to share the story because I figure, if it happened to me and I was a child, if it happened to me, it can happen to anyone, adult or your child as well, because it happened to me when I was about 10 or 12 years old. So that can happen to your child. Just know what the symptoms are, what to look for. I talk about my symptoms that I was having at that age and didn't understand that they were symptom of having parasite. So just pay attention to your children. Also, adults can have parasites as well. Don't let doctors tell you that only children can have parasites. Let me say this to you: a body is a body, and your body is a host for parasites. And parasite can enter anyone's body, whether you were a child or an adult. Okay, a lot of doctors like to tell people, oh, uh, only children, parasite mainly or mostly affect children because children play outside, blah blah blah. It's the silliest thing. It's the silliest thing. A body is a body, and a parasite doesn't care what age you are, whether you're a child or an adult. A parasite will infect the body, um, as long as it's a host that it can go in and feed off of. Okay, so these doctors are ridiculous. But anyway, I'm going to be sharing my screen with you guys. All right. So the last video I promised to, I believe at the end of the last video, I promised to show you guys. I told you guys that I was going to show you the parasite that exited my system when I was about 10 years old, right? I did promise to show you guys that. And so I'm going to go ahead and just bear with me because I'm having some issues sharing my screen. So just if you guys don't have the patience to, go through the process with me, just you can just fast forward the video. But I am going to share with you an image of the parasite that exited my system when I was about 10 or 12 years old. Okay, because up until I was an adult, I up until, I don't know, years ago, in my late 20s, um, was when I found out. When I started looking into parasite and I'm trying to figure out what they are and how they affect the body, it was up until that point was when I realized what it was that exited my body that day. Okay, because I didn't know, I didn't understand, I didn't understand it. So anyway, I search and I search and I found an image of the particular parasite that exited my system that day. And that's what I'm going to show you guys. Okay, so just bear with me for a second. Trying to find a better image. I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, okay, so here it is. All right, so I hope you guys can see that. This here is a tapeworm. This is a tapeworm, and this is the image of the parasite that exited my little body at around 10 or 12 years old. I will never, I will never forget this image as long as I live. Okay. And when I first saw this image for the first time, it just brought back memory because this is what I saw that day. This is exactly what I saw. Oh my God. This is exactly what I saw that day. Um, you know, and when I found out what this is, I was like, wow. So this is what a tapeworm looked like. And this is exactly what exited my body that day. I'll never forget the image. That image is still stuck in my brain. It's still imprinted in my memory. you know. So looking back and looking at this, I can tell you for a fact that this is what exited my system that day. This right here, a tapeworm, okay? And they're long. They're long. I mean, I know this is curled up right now, but if you stretch this out, it's very long. I can tell you that right now. They're very long. All right. So that's what exited my system that day, unfortunately. So we're gonna talk about, guys. We're gonna talk about what type of parasite exists. Like, what are they? I'm gonna go to a website. I'm gonna go to a website for a second. Um, okay. All right. So, oh, this is the website that I get my Parasite Cleanse from. Um, and they have a page here that goes into parasite. Okay, you guys can come to this website and go to this page right here. It's called Parasite Cleanse, and it really goes into parasite. Talks about intestinal parasite. What are they? You know, there are three species of parasites. Um, well, three types, but they're different species. Um, they talk about how do we get them, okay? And just going to read a little bit of how you can get the parasites, just a little bit, because a lot of people don't know how you can get parasites. So this is how do we get parasites. I'm going to read that for just a little bit. I'm going to read this. It says parasites are comfortable in warm environment. Okay, and this is why they love human and animals, because our bodies are warm. Okay, our blood is warm. All right. You can get infected with parasite in several ways. If you walk barefoot, they can enter through the sole of your feet. Okay. You can become infested with parasite by ingesting meat, especially if those meat are not cooked properly, but especially pork. Let me tell you, pork parasite are the hardest ones to get rid of. And let me just say this, that worm I just showed you just now, that tapeworm, oh yeah, that live in pork. Okay. Tapeworm lives in pork. All right. So you can get it through eating pork, shrimp, crabs, all these shell food that you're not supposed to be eating anyway. Yeah. Um, that's how you can get these parasites. Especially the farm raised fishes, if they're raised in an clean environment, if they're, farm raised, you shouldn't be eating farm raised fishes anyway. Okay. Um, Parasites can be transferred from one human to another, okay, just by shaking somebody's hand, just by sharing utensils with someone. If someone is infected with parasite and you are sharing saliva with that person, you're sharing a utensil with that person, if you're sharing any type of bodily fluid with that person, you will get parasite. Okay. And a lot of people don't know, but There is a sexually transmitted parasite, okay? And we're going to talk about that in a second. All right. And down here they talk about the types of parasite: hookworm, roundworm, pinworm, whipworm, tapeworm, and so on and so forth. You guys should really come to this website and just just to see, just read up on parasite. All right. It talks about the illnesses and the symptoms. All right. A lot of people have candida, yeast infection, um, and stuff like that, gastrointestinal disorders, Crohn disease. That's another you can get you. That's another illnesses that can be caused by parasites. Okay, and a lot of people that are going through depression and psychological problem, parasite can drive you nuts. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Okay. Um, Let me just read a couple of these things here. Okay, pinworm or threadworm can live in the colon and rectum of humans. Okay, the most common symptom of pinworm or threadworm is anal itching, primarily at night when the adult worm crawl outside of the anus to lay their eggs. All right, and they can also live in the female vaginal area. Okay, and I believe this is what caused um, that vaginal, parasitic infection. All right. Um, Talks about getting rid of the parasite. Okay. And down here, I believe they give you, the full instruction to the parasite cleanse down here, guys. All right. I wanted to talk about this at the end of the video, but since we're here, right here on this website, okay, it's called grassroot botanicals, okay, and it goes into parasite, and it also gives you down here a list of the things that you need, all of this, a list of missed that, a list of everything that you need to do this cleanse. All right, this parasite cleanse that we'll be doing in January. We'll be beginning this cleanse in January 18th, I believe. Let me check my calendar. January 18th is when the cleanse begin, and this is the full list of ingredients that you will need. My computer is acting up. That you will need to begin this cleanse. All right. And so down here is the full instruction. There it is right here. Instruction to our 14-day parasite cleanse. Down here is the full instruction that for the entire cleanse. Okay. You can come here. You can copy and paste it somewhere on your computer, but it's giving you the full instruction to the parasite cleanse. All right. This is starting day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and so on and so forth. So they give you the full complete instruction to this cleanse right here on this website. All right. This is the cleanse that we've been doing since last June. I did it twice already. This is going to be my 3rd time doing this cleanse. All right. And so this website is really giving you the full instruction on the cleanse, and it's also giving you all of the ingredients that you need, because this parasite cleanse require you to be in a specific diet. It's a protocol. All right. So yeah, let's go back up here. All right. Now, a few minutes ago, I was telling you guys about a sexually transmitted infection that is caused by parasite. And here it is, okay? This infection is called trick. This is what the medical system called this infection, Trichomoniasis. I think they spelled this wrong. All right. But this is this is what they call it, and this is what we used to call it, and when I used to work in the hospital, this is what the nurses call that that infection, because I've run into a couple of patients that had this. At the time, I had no idea what trick was. I used to hear the nurses talk about trick. I had no idea what trick was until I started doing my research. So this here, Trichomoniasis, also known as trick, is a sexually transmitted infection caused by a parasite. Let me highlight that for you guys so you can see. Okay, there you go. It's a sexually transmitted infection caused by a parasite. Okay, it affects the female urogenital tract. It can exist in male, but usually the men don't really have any symptoms, because men have penis and women have vagina, and certain things affect the vagina different. You guys have literally a vaginal a tract that you literally, you could feel them in there. I guess I'm assuming so, because I've heard the nurses talk about this stuff, but I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it at all until I started doing my research. So I had no idea that there was literally a sexually transmitted parasite worm that can be transferred from having sexual intercourse with someone, is what I'm trying to tell you guys. And this is it right here. This is a parasite that can be transmitted through sexual intercourse. Okay. And it's called uh, a sexually transmitted infection caused by a parasite. There you go. You guys can go do your research and look it up. Okay. Um, really frightening. Just learning about this stuff. Really frightening. All right. I'm going to show you guys something else. I'm going to show you guys something else. All right. I'm going to show you guys something else. Just bear with me here for a second. Come on. Just bear with me for a second, guys. Okay. So I'm going to a group. All right. Some of you guys might be familiar with this group. Some of you may not. Okay. But this is my group on Facebook. And so back in April, or let me see when it was. Oh, okay. So here's the post. So back in March, so this is me. This is me right here. This is my profile. That's my profile picture on Facebook, right? And so back in March, you can see the date right there, March 22nd, right? Back in March 22nd of this year, I made this post right here, okay? And I'm going to explain this post to you guys in a second. I made this post last March of this year, okay? So let me explain it to you guys. So I went to New York, a fish market in New York City, right? A fish market, and I wanted to make some fish for dinner, okay? So I went to a fish market and I purchased some fish, all right? And I brought the fish home. It was a whole bunch of fish. It was like a large bag of fish. And I brought the fishes home. And, some of you guys might already know that I'm from the Caribbean. I'm very, very familiar with fishes. My dad was a fisherman, okay? And so I pretty much know what to look for with my fishes. If I know how to handle fishes, I know what to look for in my fishes. So I'm cleaning up my fishes, right? I'm cleaning up the fishes. And I'm on the phone with my sister, and and my eyes just went to something that I wasn't familiar with, right? So I looked down at my fishes. Now this is a photograph that I took in my kitchen. Okay, this is in my kitchen, right? This is my dish. This is a plate, my plate right there. This is my kitchen counter. Okay, so I'm holding the fish. I'm holding one fish in my hand, okay? And I noticed something. And I said, you know, I was like, what the heck is this? So anyway, I started pulling on it. And this little one right here is what came out. This one right here. That came out first, okay? And I had my sister on the phone, and I was like, you know, I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I was telling her I'm about to make some fish. And I told her, I said, I just had a worm came out of my fish. And you know, and so she's like, okay, maybe it's not a worm. She didn't believe me. But anyway, so I started looking, like really, really examining the fishes. And as I go through each fish, I realized that every single one of them was infested with parasite, right? So because my sister did not believe me, I decided to pull a few of the worms out of the fishes and take a picture and show it to her. Okay, so this is why I had this photograph right here, because she didn't believe me. She didn't believe me at all, and I was talking to her through WhatsApp, and so I snapped a photograph of a couple of the worms that I took from the fish, from some of the fishes, and I said, let me take a picture and send it to you. And so this is a photograph that I took and sent it to her on WhatsApp. So this right here are a couple of the parasites that I pull from just about maybe two of those fishes, okay? About two. And I had a whole bag of fish. Every single one of them was infested with parasite. I literally had to throw the entire bag of fishes in the garbage. And I was so mad. I was so mad because my dinner was ruined. Um, but let me talk to you guys about this for a second, right? Every single one of those fishes were farm raised fish, and I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it at all. I'm going to show you guys an image of the fish. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to show you guys an image of the fishes right now. Okay, so here it is. So this is an image of some of the fishes. I couldn't get all of it in the picture, but I took this picture and I sent it to my sister. And so this is some of the fishes, and there were parasites in every single one of them. Okay, I had you know, clean them up. Well, I was trying to clean them up, and I cut them. And so yeah, especially they were in the head. This is a part of the head. This is one of the fish head right there. The bodies were infested, but the head was even worse in the head of the fishes, man. There were parasites all over these fishes. You won't be able to see it, because the thing with parasites is they take on the color of the host, you see? So take a look at, I want you guys to take a look at these fishes, right? Take a look at the fishes. You see the color? Now I want you to take a look at the parasites. You see the color? Now you see how difficult it would be for you guys to recognize this in your fish, because it's pretty much the same color. It's the same color of the fish, you see, especially if they're sitting right here in the head. You see, right here in the head, you can't tell. So if you're not familiar with your fish, if you're not familiar with fishes, you wouldn't be able to tell that you are about to eat a whole bag of fish infested with parasite. Okay. And so this is what I saw in those fishes that day. And a lot of people were asking me, well, what kind of fishes were they? My answer was, and still is, it doesn't matter what kind of fish it is. It doesn't matter. Parasite does not care what host is carrying them. They don't care what human or what animal they go into. They will go inside of anything. Period. It doesn't matter what kind of fish, okay? Now, farm-raised fishes, guys, if you are eating farm-raised fishes, I'm telling you guys right now to stop eating farm-raised fishes. Farm-raised fishes are filled with parasites, okay? Because they are being farm raised in environments that are not clean. That's why people who farm raise fishes give these fishes antibiotic, because the fishes are filled with they're sick. That's why they're giving them antibiotic, because they're trying not to make the humans sick after eating the fishes, so they have to give the fishes antibiotic. You see, the fishes are being raised in nasty, disgusting environment, and they're loaded with parasite. I mean, this right here that day, man, it really turned me off from fishes for a while. I really did not eat fish, okay, because of this. I mean, look at that. This is what I took home to eat, to feed my family, you know. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys another video. I'm sorry, I'm going to show you guys a video. While we're on the topic of parasite, I mean of just give me a second, guys. Let me show you guys something. If you guys are not convinced yet, okay, if you guys, in case you guys are not convinced about parasite yet, I'm going to show you guys something right now, okay? And if you are easily grossed out, okay, if you're easily grossed out, don't maybe you can fast forward the video or click off of the video, because what I'm about to show you is disgusting, and this is real. Okay, this is real, you guys. I don't know if you can see the oh my god, I don't know if you can see the title of this video is parasite worm removed from a man's eyes, from a man's eye. Okay, I'm about to show you guys this video right now. Take a look at this. Again, guys, if you are easily grossed out, you don't have to watch the video. Okay, you don't have to watch it. Okay. Oh my God. So, wow. So yeah, that was a parasite being removed from someone's eye. Now, some of you might ask, how did it get there? Well, it didn't just jump in the man's eye. No, it didn't. How these things get into somebody's eyes, guys, what happened is, if you get infected by parasite, if you ever swallow the larvae, the eggs, okay, of a parasite, what happened is the eggs go into your system, and when they hatch, when the eggs hatch, okay, they turn into adults, and they can move around and move about on the inside of your body. They can go anywhere they want, including in your eyes. Okay. And that's how this parasite got into that man's eyes. Okay. Right there. That's how it got into his eye. Parasite, if you swallow a parasite, okay, they can go in there, especially if it's a female, okay, it goes in and it hatch. Or if you swallow an egg, the larvae, right, it goes in, and when those little tiny things get big and turn into a full-blown parasite, such as this one right here, right? Such as that one, okay? This can go just about anywhere in your system. It can go into your intestinal organ. It can go just about anywhere in your body. And so unfortunately for this gentleman right here, that thing found its way into his eyeball. Okay. So that has been sitting in his body for a long time. That thing there. Okay. It didn't just happen yesterday. That parasite uh, sat in his system and grew into an adult. Okay. And then somehow it found its way into his eyeball. Okay. And that right there, this can go anywhere. It can go anywhere in your system, anywhere in the system. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Oh man. Yeah. that disgusting, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Whew. Wow. Okay. Let me say this to you guys. If I hadn't had the experience that I had with Parasite when I was a little girl, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys about this. I really wouldn't. My personal experience is what had me sitting here talking to you guys about it. Parasite is like taboo to a lot of people. It's like nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to admit that they exist, and that it's a possibility that the symptoms that you have might be caused from parasite. Um, and so, if you ever wonder why it is that she keeps doing these parasite cleanse, I do them for my own personal reason, for my own, because I've had parasite exit my body, and I know that they exist. Okay, and because I've had that experience, I want to make sure that I don't have something leaching off of me and making me sick. I don't, because I didn't know how that thing got inside of me. I had no idea how it got in there. May I have swallowed an egg, may have swallowed one of the larvae, I may have swallowed an adult. I don't know. I just don't know how it got inside of me, but somehow it got in there, and it was in there. I mean, that's just the bottom line. It was in there because it came out. So it was in there. Was it the only one in there? I kept asking myself that. Was there more? You know what I mean? I mean, just that one came out, but I don't know if there was more, you know? So because I don't know how it got in there, when it got in there, how do I know that it's that then I don't still have something? None of us know. None of us know. But there are symptoms. There are symptoms. And when I talk to a lot of people, and a lot of the times they tell me their symptoms, I said to myself, that sound exactly like the symptoms that I was having when right before I had that nasty thing came out of me. A lot of the symptoms, a lot of just nonstop headaches for months and months and months at a time, stomach problems, just a lot of issue, man. Um, I'm not saying parasites are the only thing that cause those problems, but I can say that based on my experience with parasite, I can tell you that those are some of the symptoms that I was having. Horrible headache, just horrible headache, and horrible stomach problem all the time, just pain in my stomach and just headache. So that's why I'm having this conversation with you guys about parasites. So in January, in about a month or so, or less than a month, um, the parasite cleanse begin on the 18th. Okay, And I'm going to explain again. I know I explained the last video, but I'm going to explain again. The reason we are doing the parasite cleanse around this time of month is because, as the scientific research and all type of research has been done, it has been shown that parasite lays their eggs around the full moon. It's a cycle. Okay, humans have cycles, animals have cycles, insects have cycle. The Most High create us all to have a cycle. You know, the earth itself has a cycle, right? To when it goes to rest and when it comes to life, right? Um, so parasite has a cycle, and according to the research, they happen to lay their eggs around the full moon. Okay, so the next full moon is going to be in January, and January 21st. Okay, and according to my brother, Master Herbalist Patrick Delve, love my brother, Master Herbalist Patrick Delve. Um, this cleanse is to begin 3 days before the full moon. Okay, so we're going to start this cleanse on the 18th, all right, of January, and that would be 3 days before the full moon. Okay, so that's when I'm beginning the cleanse myself. Okay, so you guys can feel free to join me on this cleanse in my group and on this channel. I'll be discussing as we go along. I'll be posting about it. I'll be showing you guys what I'm doing. I'll be participating and just kind of be a support to you guys. For those of you who decide to do the cleanse as well, I'll be a support system for you guys. Okay, because I'll be doing it right along with you guys. All right, so again, we'll begin the cleanse on the 18th, and I believe that's a Friday. Okay, that's a Friday. For those of you who work a 9 to 5, 5 days a week, that's actually a good day for you to start the cleanse, because the very first day of the cleanse, um, uh, it begins at night, and that's when you're going to do a flush. Okay, that's when you're going to take the Epsom salt, um, and I'm going to show you guys. We're going to go back to that website in a minute. But you're gonna the very first step to this parasite cleanse is to do a flush. All right, that's the first step. Okay, so I'm gonna be talking about it. I'll be posting about it in the group Healthy Hebrews, and yeah. So it begins on the 18th. All right, 3 days before the full moon. Okay, and as I mentioned, so let me just go back to this. I'm going to share my screen with you guys again, and I'm not going to make this much longer, this video much longer. I'm just going to share my screen one more time with you guys. Okay, just bear with me. So this again, guys, this is where I get my parasite cleanse from. All right, you know what? Let me show you guys first the cleanse. All right. Um, this is the parasite cleanse. This is it right here. It's called Candida Parasite Cleanse. Okay. It has a lot of the herbs in there that now let me just say something to you guys. This formula, this is a formula because it has several herbs in there. This is a formula. This formula is very bitter, is extremely bitter. For those of you who've never done this cleanse before, I'm just letting you guys know, because if you are doing a parasite cleanse, you cannot get rid of parasite if you're not taking bitter herbs. Okay, let me repeat that. If you are doing a parasite cleanse, you will not get rid of parasites if you're not ingesting bitter herbs. Worms, parasites, they hate bitter herbs. They do. Okay. So if you're ingesting bitter herbs, you cannot, the parasites is not going to stay inside of you. They're not. So I'm going to say this to you again. These herbs are extremely bitter. Okay. All right. They're very bitter. So that's the formula right there. Okay. Um, all right. So let's go here again. Let's go down here. So I think I showed you guys earlier. This here is a list of the things that you need for this cleanse. Okay. This is the, in case I didn't mention this, you cannot have any solid food on this cleanse. There will be no rice and peas and chicken. There will be no jerk chicken. There will be no fried chicken. There will be no barbecue ribs. There will be no pizza. There will be absolutely no regular food that you're used to eating on this cleanse. Okay. This this parasite cleanse, unfortunately for you, you cannot, for 14 days, you cannot have any meal, any of your regular meal. This is all you'll be eating on this. You'll be on a liquid diet on this cleanse. Okay, a liquid diet, because you cannot try to get rid of parasite and then feed them at the same time. Okay, it doesn't work that way. If you continue to eat food while you're trying to get rid of parasite, it's not going to work, because what you will be doing is you'll be feeding the parasite while you're trying to get rid of them. You see, does that make sense? Okay, so while you're getting rid of your parasites, if you do have parasite, okay, which a lot of us do, almost as my brother master herbalist Patrick says, we all have parasites, all of us. Okay, some of us just have the ones that are really affecting us, because there are parasites that don't really bother you. You don't even know they're there. Okay, those are not the one that you guys should be worried about. You should be worried about the ones that are making you sick, that are making you crave all the junk food that you're eating, that are making you crave food so much that you have diabetes, that you have all kind of, Crohn's disease and depression and all type of stuff. Those are the type of parasite, yeast infection and candida, athlete foot, all type of stuff like that. Those are the ones that are making you sick and have those type of illnesses. Okay, so again, I'm going to say this again. You guys cannot have a regular meal while you're on this cleanse. This will be your diet right here. Right here, unfortunately. I did this cleanse twice before. This is going to be my third time doing this cleanse. It was pretty much like a walk in the park for me, because I'm used to drinking bitter herbs and I'm used to fasting and I'm used to not eating food and stuff like that, so it's, I know it's going to be hard for a lot of people. All right. My brother did it. He completed it. And one more thing, you will lose a lot of weight on this cleanse. For those of you who want to lose weight, this would be the ideal cleanse to be on right here. For those of you who have a little weight problem and you want to drop a few pounds, this right here is the cleanse for you, because you will lose some weight. The first time I did this cleanse, I lost almost 20 pounds on this cleanse. In 14 days, I dropped almost 20 pounds. Okay. Yeah, I sure did. My brother as well, I think he dropped somewhere about 20 pounds. Him and his friend did this cleanse. All right, so this is the instruction for the cleanse. All right, it says instruction to our 14-day parasite cleanse. Okay, so as you can see here, day 1, you are required to do a cleanse. I'm sorry, a flush. Okay, and this is where you're gonna get some Epsom salt. All right. You guys can come to this website, and you can take a look at the direction for this cleanse. Okay. It's right here. You're gonna this is what you're gonna need for that flush. All right. Um, everything is right here. You guys can just follow this to the T, all the way up until day 14. This is your day 14 right here. But they kind of went over a couple of days, so you guys can have a better understanding of how to live after you complete this cleanse. All right. But yeah, so they give you a step-by-step instruction each day. So this is day 1, right? This is day 2 right here. Hold on. Right? This is day 2, right? This is day 3. So they're giving you a step-by-step instruction every single day. You have a step-by-step instruction on what you're supposed to do each day on this cleanse. Okay. So day 1, you're this is around 9 o'clock at night is when you're going to begin your cleanse. Okay. You can that's when I begin my cleanse, around 9 o'clock at night. So on that Friday night, that's when I'm going to be doing my flush, and I'm going to begin my cleanse, and that's going to be day 1. Okay. You can have your regular meal in the morning that day. If you're a big eater, make sure you have your meal early, because after at 9 o'clock, that's it. That's the last meal you're gonna have for 14 days. Okay, so on that Friday, the 18th of January, make sure you're having your meal earlier that day, because come nighttime, you're going to be doing your flush. Okay. And you are not supposed to have anything to eat after that. No regular food, no rice and beans and curry chicken and baked blah blah blah, bread and sandwiches. No, none of that. Okay. That's it. You'll be beginning your cleanse right there. Okay. All right. Day 2 is, let me just say this. Let me be honest with you guys. When I first did this cleanse, right, the first 3 days were the hardest for me. Okay. The first 3 days were the hardest, because usually I'm used to eating like some seeds, maybe some raisins, and just nuts and stuff like that. And the very first day or the second day, I wasn't able to eat any of that stuff. I couldn't eat any nuts. I couldn't eat any, you know, I'm used to doing smoothies. You can't have any smoothies, just so you know, because fruits are filled with sugar, and that's what them parasite needs to survive. So if you are going to be juicing and making smoothies, just know that you cannot do that on this cleanse, because parasites are attracted to sweet. I know there are people who are doing parasite cleanse, and they're juicing and drinking juice and smoothies. Guys, if you're doing a parasite cleanse and you're eating a lot of fruits and smoothies and juicing and all that stuff, you could forget it. You could forget. You're not doing a parasite cleanse, because parasites love sugar, and fruits are filled with sugar. Okay. So you'll be feeding those parasites. So there will be no fruits on this parasite. So you guys don't go come in my inbox. Don't message me and ask me, oh, can I have a smoothie? No, you cannot. If you're really serious about doing this cleanse, you cannot have any smoothie. This is the instruction for the parasite cleanse, and you supposed to be following every single day of this instruction right here. Day 2, here it is. This is what you're supposed to be ingesting on day 2. This is all there is that you're supposed to be eating on day 2. That's it. Anyway, so I know the last time people were in my inbox, can I have this? Can I just eat this? Can I have some chips? No, you cannot. Oh my goodness. Anyway, Yeah, so this is a step-by-step instruction, guys. Okay, you guys can come to the website. All right, here it is again. It's called Grassroot Botanicals. Okay, this is it. You come to this page right here, Parasite Cleanse. All right, and you can just read this material. You know, just read the material that they have on Parasite here, and just scroll down here, and you have your entire instruction to this Parasite Cleanse. All right, and as I mentioned, this is the formula that you will need for this cleanse. So if you plan on doing this Parasite Cleanse, you're going to need this. Okay, so you can go to this website and get this. This is where I go to get my cleanse. All right, this is it right here, and the website is free shipping. There it is right there, free shipping. All right. um so this is the cleanse, Candida Parasite Cleanse. All right, and it has some good herbs in there. Okay. Alrighty, so I think that will be about it. So I'm not going to keep you guys much longer. If I forgot to mention anything at all, maybe we'll do it in another video. Okay, I've kept you guys for a long time. All right, so if you guys have any questions for me, please, at the bottom of the video here, just ask any question. All right, just any question about this cleanse, just ask. For those of you who are interested in doing this cleanse, just ask me. You know, whatever, if you have any suggestion as well. All right, whatever, any comments you have about this cleanse, just leave it at the bottom here. Okay, and give me a thumbs up on the video, man. Give me a thumbs up. All right, you guys have not been thumbing on my video. Give me a thumb up on the video, guys. Okay, I try to give you guys some good content. All right, hopefully. All right, so I'm not going to keep you guys any longer. Okay, again, the cleanse begin on the 18th, all right, of January. Okay, so shalom. See you guys later. Bye.